Today let's talk about color theory. We all know it's essential to understand, but you know, there are cooler things to learn than something about colors. But let's start with the color wheel, and it's split in two categories: warm and cold colors. Cold are magenta, blue and green. Warm colors are red, yellow and orange. So far is everything simple, right? But don't worry, we get a little bit more complicated, because now we have a 12 color wheel. The difficult part is now that you can't really tell if it's a warm or a cold color, for example with the green. But don't worry, there is a very simple tip. Always remember the peak of warm colors is orange and the peak of cold colors is blue. So always ask yourself if you see more blue or more orange. But it's very important to say that it's very subjective. Now that we know which colors are warm and which colors are cold, now let's talk about analogous and complementary colors. What are analogous colors? Analogous colors are basically the neighbors in the color wheel. For example, blue and magenta or green and yellow. They work always perfectly together, as we can see on this face drawn by Lotus Bubble. But what are complementary colors? These are basically the opposite colors in the color wheel. For example, blue and orange and green and red. And I highly recommend you to try complementary colors out, because it makes your drawings much more interesting and much more catchy. Now let's talk about color transitions. And this color wheel is perfectly to understand it. And I know, it seems very confusing at the first place, but let me explain. Let's say you wanna get from red to green. Usually you would have to go through orange and yellow to get there. But obviously you can't do it at a portrait, except you want a psychedelic strip or something. So you short your path. And now you will ask, what do you want from me, man? And I'll show you. You don't want to make this big curve, cause as we said, it would look terrible. So we want to do a curve like this. As you can see, the curve goes through the gray area, and that's a very important thing, cause always remember, gray is always the transition point, especially when you work with complementary colors like orange and blue. Here we have a drawing of Yamming Art. I choose him because he's like the master when it comes to complementary colors. Pay attention to the dot at the right side at the color field. We see this very dark orange color, which is still a warm color. Then we see that the dot is moving towards the gray area, which is the transition point. And boom, there is the bounce back into the blue area. I hope it was understandable. What I wanted to show is the transition between a warm and a cold color / a complementary color. And now let's talk about color psychology. And I want to say I want to rush this part, because you know there are so many colors and so many meanings behind every color. So I would say let's get into it. Blue stands for depth, stability, trust, confidence and calm. Red stands for passion, energy, power and determination. Green stands for growth, calm, nature, balance and safety. Yellow stands for joy, attention, fresh, energy and optimism. Orange stands for enthusiasm, success, warmth, creativity and excitement. Pink stands for sensitivity, caring, emotional, love and sexuality. Purple stands for royal, power, arrogant, luxury and wisdom. White stands for pure, innocent, luxury, security and peaceful. Black stands for bold, power, mystery, elegance and stability. And I know that was really dry, but don't worry, it's over for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would say check out my last videos. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe and like, and peace out.